Well, welcome back. I'm Courtney Dehoff alongside Corey Pounds. Hey, we are going to look now at the 4-year-old Open presented by Rapp Ranch. It is the Open Derby. Before we preview this set, I want you to sort of talk to me about these 4-year-olds because we saw them for the first time really in a show setting at the Futurity, but you told me, you said they've been in prep school long before the Futurity in December. What does the evolution of a 4-year-old sort of look like to this point?
Everybody has their own program or everything, but for the most part, when we leave the Super Stakes and head off to go to do the Breeders' Invitational, those Open Futurity horses are in the trailer. And if we're ever gone to a horse show for more than 2 or 3 days, they're with us. And as you scoot closer towards the Futurity, like the Waco show and the Jackson show, you'll see guys leave a few show horses at home and take all their 3-year-olds, and you're just trying to get them as much experience as you can. It's like you referenced, it's prep. You're just getting them prep school, getting them ready, because we can't show them in a show environment until the Futurity. And you see guys that they show up to James Payne. I made reference a while ago, when he shows up at the Futurity, his horses look like 5-year-olds. And then you see guys at the first go around, their horse might be a little like not quite finished looking, but by the second go around you see a show horse. And then when the semifinals rolls around, that's when you see the cream really rise. And
we are going to see some of that cream today. In fact, we're going to see some of those horses we saw in that Futurity final here. Let's break down this first set. Let's go with Quintan and Taran Rice. They're going to be the first horse to walk into the pen in this 4-year-old.
Yeah, Taran, you know, he's a Futurity champion. He's won the Derby before. He's a winner. He's a Rice. He's second generation. And that Circle Y Ranch, they do a great job. They bring good horses to town. And there's everything about the whole thing is positive. That horse, he didn't train him, and he had some owies and a little bit of stuff, but I watched him yesterday, and everything looked comfortable.
It's going to be fun to watch. We talked about the Futurity. We're going to see one of these horses now in this second spot. Sugar Daddy, we're talking about Matt Gaines, the 2023 Futurity Reserve Champion. This should be a fun one.
Yeah, and you know, me and Matt, we're both Purina guys, and we're friends, and we help each other along. But that run, or that horse, the second go around, he cut a bad cow at the Futurity. And how that horse blocked it, stopped it, and held it, it's still pretty remarkable to me, because I was sitting on the side and watched it. As this show, and Matt's had a lot of success on him since the Futurity. Fast forward to this show, I thought the horse looked great. Yesterday, Matt was in a good set of cattle, and he cut 3 good cows. His horses run, and Matt's horses are known for the stop. And that horse, when he stops, it looks like a dump truck had been there. It's beautiful to watch. When Matt quit his 3rd cow yesterday, that horse looked as relaxed and as confident as you would want one. So, and Matt, he's you know, there's guys that are going to show to win first, and there's guys that are going to just be like, hey, I'm just going to go get the biggest check I can get. Matt's not going to be that guy today. He's going to try to win.
He's going to go for it. Let's move now to Bulotti, Paul Hansma. This horse actually a graduate of the Western Bloodstock sale. We see several of those, but talk to me about this mare.
Well, this is Paul. You know, Paul, he doesn't need any introduction, but Paul's actually catch riding this horse for Cullen Chartier. And little Boone Too Soon mare, I saw her at the Futurity, thought she looked like a really, really nice horse. And when I saw Paul show her the first go around, it took me a minute to figure out what was going on. But anytime you put Paul on a good horse, as they go, they're going to just keep fitting better and better and better. And yesterday he had a good run, and he's gonna be one of those guys. He's gonna go try to mark a 19 or a 20, get the biggest check he can for the Martins, catch riding for Cullen, and just do. His job as a catch rider is to just go and do the best you can. Don't go try to win first and Just go get the biggest check, and Paul will do that.
And we're actually going to see probably throughout this show and these open finals several catch riders. For those at home, explain what a catch rider is.
Well, a catch rider. I mean, well, we're all professionals, but if by chance one trainer has a really strong set of 5-year-olds, or in this case 4-year-olds, we're only allowed to show 2. You can show 3 if one's a gelding, but if you've got 5 of them at home, you find the best rider who doesn't have a good horse. And Paul, I don't know what happened. Paul must hit one of his, might have got sore. He just didn't have enough horses. Cullen had an extra one, and who better to get to ride it? And like I say, they're guys. A catch ride is just a professional horse shower that gets on somebody else's trained horse and shows. That's how it works.
Exactly. And so all of you trainers work together. Of course, Paul, I think, was early on. I think Cullen told me one of his sort of mentors in the business.
He worked. Cullen worked under Paul, and I tell you what Paul did. When Cullen was working there, there was a horse in the barn that was a good horse, but he had some little small holes in him. He gave Cullen that horse to go show. Well, that horse went on won about $700,000. And like I say, that was because Paul said, "Hey, look, take this and run with it." Yeah. And he did. He did. Well, and like I say a while ago when I was mentioning all the names, the Chartiers, World RL, Cullen, Randy, that they're a second generation. Randy's dad cut. I mean, they're all and if they're Chartier, they know what they're doing.
For sure. That'll be a fun one. Let's move to Stevie, long legs. We're talking Grant Setnikar.
Yeah, no, Grant. I haven't seen that horse a lot. I watched it here at this show, and same deal. Big, long moving horse, runs and stops good. He's going to be just trying to get all he can get.
Colt Moore riding Savage Daughter. We have seen Colt really come along and start to have success. Yeah. He's been showing for a long time, but man, he's been appearing in open finals more and more and having something to say.
Same deal. Showed from a youth, and just me here the last 2 days helping. I don't think anybody rode to the herd more than he did. I mean, he had them in the intermediate. He had them in the semis. I mean, he's shown a lot here this show, and like I say, he's an extension of the Banuelos barn, so he's got access to a really good battery of horses, and I think one of the horses that he did good on yesterday, a little Stevie mare out of Sweet Abra, that he would have that'd been the catch, ride, and roll for Adan.
And you talk about Adan. We're going to watch Colt, so we're most likely going to see Adan in the pen with Colt. Adan will ride out, immediately get on his horse, Cat Eye. It is such a team effort.
Well, look. We're all in it together, so you might as well try to help where you can. That they have a pretty, between Adan and Jesse and Colt and NCHA, that whole battery there, they all stay and help each other, and they're all fans of each other, and they're all rooting for each other. But yes, when they call Adan's name, he's got a little dual smart ray mare of the Quirts, home raised, had success on it at the Futurity, and Adan will go do what he does.
It'll be a great one to watch. So Fine will be the next horse. We're talking Cade Shepard.
Yeah, Cade. This is a little mare that actually Tim May owned her at the Futurity, and then Julie Beasley bought her after. Really beautiful, lots of eye appeal little mare, strong, low-headed, moves good. Yesterday in the semis, I thought he did a brilliant job getting her shown. And we're going to probably be on the same program today. Just go get all we can get.
We talked about it earlier in the day, but I said it's never over until the last horse rides into the pen. And this was actually the next pair that I was talking about, Lone Wolf, Wes Galyean. This is the 2023 Futurity champion, and I mean the last guy to ride in at the Futurity, and he brought this house down.
I tell you, Wes, he's such a competitor, and Bo's the laid-back competitor. He's kind of the golfer, and he did play. Bo's the laid-back competitor. Wes is the in-your-face. I'm going to go and win, and more often times than not, he does. And I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, great horse. Let's go now to Lance Cooper, Sandstorm. It'll be fun to see Lance again. We saw him earlier in the 5-6. Another great younger trainer.
Yeah, same thing. Michael did a great job. TJ Good actually trained that horse. Michael went up there and bought her before the Futurity. Another boy that works kind of with Michael Cartroder at Surety, she looked outstanding. That boy had a little rough luck, maybe getting cut in the semis. I watched her here both goes and the semis, and it looks like her and Lance fit like a glove. She's a quick moving, real low, quick stopping, and a lot of swoop, and he looked very comfortable yesterday.
And speaking of young trainers, we're going to go now to our second to last horse in the set, Looks Duel, Alex Billingsley. You know, we called Grant Setnikar earlier before we started, and we're like, you know, is this exciting? This is a young kid, Grant's assistant. He said, man, this is an emotional one. And Grant said, he goes, nobody works harder than this kid. He said, this is really, really special.
So I don't know much about this boy. The first time I saw him was at a pre-work last year, and Grant had him working some horses, and he would kind of coach on him, but not much. You can tell the kid's got a huge amount of talent, and just from the story you told me, he has a work ethic. And even more of a story, he was in the intermediate finals on both of those horses and didn't get shown. No fault of his own, he just didn't get shown. And for him to come back in the open semis and let all that go, drive up there, put your hand down, which those horses are trained. Grant, those things are trained, and they're going to cut. But for that boy to drive up there and do that yesterday, not once but twice, and this will be the biggest stage he's ever been on in his life. I'm a fan. I'm pulling for him, and we just know he's won. He's already won before he got here.
Absolutely.
Now he just needs to go and show and get all the experience he can and embrace it.
It's going to be great. I have goosebumps just talking about it. And he has 2 horses.
Yeah, not one,
in
2.
This 4-year-old open final. So this will be horse number 1. We'll talk about the next horse coming up. Let's go now to our final horse in this set, Clint Allen, D-Mac Joan of Arc.
The same deal. You give Clint a last hole draw, he's going to take chances that nobody else is going to take. And you know what? He's good with it. If he hits the home run, he's not going to get too worked up. And if he has a wreck, he knows what he's doing. He's a professional. He is not scared to lose, and he's going to swing for the fence.
And guys like Clint, really this entire lineup, if we're being honest, make this really darn fun to watch. So we are going to do just that. You ready for this
I'm
first
ready.
set?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All righty, folks, we've got our judges back. We are set and ready for the 4-year-old open finals. We are going to look to draw number 1 down to 11. Quintan and Taran Rice, you're going to get us started. Sugar Daddy, Matt Gaines, Bulotti, and Paul Hansma all be getting ready for us right here as we move into the 4-year-old open finals. To start off our 4-year-old open finals, it's draw 1, Quintan. I'm counting checks. Owned by the Circle Y Ranch in Millsap, Texas, and ridden by Taran Rice. This is Quintan and Taran Rice.
Taran, obviously one of our great cutting horse trainers, but he has many talents. I saw him on Snapchat actually earlier. He was very busy before this open final training a bronc of a pony that actually really hit Taran right about the knees, and he was ranchy. And I'll be honest, I hope things go better for Taran in this open final than they did with his pony training this morning. So Clayton, walk us through this.
So the first cut right here just super standout. This horse is one of my most favorite horses that's been showing. He's beautiful, scowy. I mean, he's everything you want in a cutting horse. But with that being said, all the way down to the very last horse in the last set, they're everything you want them to be. First cow right there was really good. We have, no Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Everything's credit earning. The cut was great. The cow was good. The quit was good. Everything was great. Another clean cut right here, right in the middle of the pen. That's where you want to be. You want to cut and quit in the middle of the pen if you can. It's not always that easy, but having a kind of a little difficult time to find some rhythm. This horse's mother was one of the best show horses that we've ever seen. Quintan Blue, trained by Roger Wagner, and she probably had more fans than anybody.
I love it.
It's gonna slip up here and cut this smoky cow. Really clean, in the middle of the pen again. This is gonna be a nice run, clean run, no major penalties. Very good.
Taran Rice aboard Quintan, owned by the Circle Y Ranch. As we await his score, you know, Clayton, talk to me about how important the first man who rides into the pen is, as far as the cattle and what all of these guys in the cow box are watching. I mean, that first rider can really set this up, and really does set this up for the rest of the group.
Well, the first rider definitely sets the bar, but if this makes sense, don't go set the bar. Like, don't try to just go for it, because you never know how the cards are going to lay tonight. The best thing you could do being first horse out is cut clean, quit clean, show your horse the best of your abilities, and have the cleanest run you can have. As far as everyone watching cows right here, I can promise you that the 3 cows Taran just cut, everybody took off their list, because that's just how it is. We're all looking for the same thing. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, but, you know, there's no wrong way. So it's the same as watching cows. Everybody, for the most part, is looking for the same thing.
Absolutely. We're getting set now for Matt Gaines riding Sugar Daddy. I'm taking a look at some of our statistics here. Our friends at Performance Horse Central, Mark Michaels. I want you to talk about this because Mark has a note here. Let's talk about the Horse of the Year race, Clayton. And you mentioned this earlier before we went on air as well.
Matt's sitting second currently in the Horse of the Year, behind Lone Wolf, and we'll get to him later. But right now it's Matt. Matt trained this horse's mother, and this horse's grandmother. And the only thing more Matt Gaines than this horse is the man on top. One thing for everybody watching and listening, watch this horse stop. This horse stops harder and quicker than any other horse that we're going to see in these finals tonight.
They were reserve champions at the 2023 Futurity just last December.
One thing about Matt here, he's going to take no prisoners. It's a really good cow here. Tried him hard, but then realized it had no chance. Went back to being good. Very good.
Yeah, and worth reiterating, you know, Matt Gaines, breeder and rider, which, as you know, Clayton, I mean, that just makes it just even more special. A horse like that that's been in your program really from the beginning, and no doubt this horse, not only special to Matt, but the entire family.
Oh, absolutely. And Matt's wife, Tara, gets his horse ready, and she might love this horse more than Matt. Matt and Tara are really good friends of mine, and like I said, this horse is loved, and he's going to show him to his fullest ability. See this horse just spread those back legs and just really stay tight to the ground. It's, I mean, just second to none right there. He's got a lot of time here, but he's going to make a decision right here and just go ahead and take it. Another clean cut, middle of the pen. This horse's ears are up. He looks happy. He's doing everything he can do right here. Very good run. Very good.
Matt Gaines and Sugar Daddy. As we await their score, you know, Clayton, it's so fun for someone like me. I come to these open finals. I get to watch the best horses, the best riders. A 2:18, by the way, for Matt Gaines. But this has been years, weeks, days, however far back you want to take it in the making. And you know this as well as anyone as a trainer. It's very, very early mornings. It's hundreds of days on the road. For people watching at home, give us a little glimpse into what it takes to even get to this level.
It is your life. It is, you don't miss a sunrise, you don't miss a sunset, you sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, it is a day in, day out, and this is exactly, your results are what you put into it. And the harder you work, the more you do, the better success, better chances of success you're going to have. I'm not going to say the better, but the better chances you have. But this is, I mean, it's your lifestyle. It is your lifestyle.
Absolutely. Not a lot of vacations, days at the lakes. There really are no days off.
No,
weekends.
We have showcations. We don't have vacations.
Yeah, exactly. We're watching Paul Hansma, a real true, you want to talk about a legend in the business, riding Bulotti, this mare out of that Western bloodstock sale. Clayton, what do you think we're about to see here?
Well, this guy right here is who I learned 99% of what I do from. This has been my biggest mentor, and you can get a free clinic right now if you just watch. Paul always has the crowd behind him, good or bad. I mean, he's always has the crowd behind him. Tapped off here, we had a clean cut. This cow's a little challenging, and challenging meaning like this cow just totally, it hasn't totally hooked up to his horse. Like, this horse is doing what it can to stay where it's supposed to be, but it has no flow, no rhythm.
And you talk about Paul Hansma, you know, I think truly, to your point, being beloved by this industry. And I watched, you know, I've seen Paul help amateurs, non-pros, kids. I watched him at the military cutting last year, you know, help a veteran who had never been on a horse before. And I mean, we were kind of standing in the back thinking, gee, mini Christmas, I don't know how this is going to end. And he's so patient and so kind. And I mean, that vet came out and laid down a run.
Yes. Yes. There's not one day at our barn that we don't quote a Paul Hansma quote and then laugh about it. But as you see right here, he is a horse show in full.
Put you on the spot, Clayton. Can you give me a favorite Paul Hansma quote? You can't dribble that out there and not give us a great one. And I can let you think about it if you need to.
Let me think about my favorite one.
We'll circle back.
Okay. This is really good right here. This horse stops good, turns quick. I mean, very good right here. Challenging cows, but did an outstanding job showing, and his horse was as good as she could be. Very good. I would say my Paul Hansma quote. Well, he has the 6 Ps, and I can't remember the 6 Ps.
Okay.
But he's always telling you, like, excellent or good or bump, 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 bump. Or
You even have the Paul Hansma sort of accent twang. I don't know what you call it. It's not an accent, but you've spent time with him because you sound like him.
One of my favorites is when you're working a horse and maybe struggling and you're just doing everything you can, your ability to get a good work, and you're hearing good, excellent, great, good, and you quit and you're done working and you look at him, he's still saying it, but he might be on his phone.
He's on social media.
Yes,
awesome.
Checking out what bread recipes are on TikTok.
Now tell me about that, because I read an article in the Chatter about the bread making.
He is a sourdough making fool, and I mean, it's not just loaves of bread. He'll make you sourdough, sticky buns, sourdough, cookies. I mean, he's always muffins. I mean, he was like, that's just him. He loves that. That's one of his passions.
I love it. Paul Hansma, the great cutting horse trainer and the great baker. We're watching Grant Setnikar now aboard Stevie Longlegs, a mare by Stevie Ray Vaughan, another graduate out of that Western Bloodstock sale.
You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan seems to be the sire of this finals. He has 6 offspring in this finals, and I haven't had the privilege to ride any yet, but they sure seem like very nice horses. This horse owned by Tom Durrett of Carmel Valley, California, and he's one of customers of mine, very best friends, and another challenging cow here. But breaking this cow down, quit it in the middle of the pen, excellent.
Grant got his run started here. You know, had a lot of success in the fall of their 3-year-old year, and just really looking to see where this pair goes.
You know, it's very challenging. Like, we show some of these horses at the smaller fraternities, and it's not very often that you see one come back as a 4-year-old and be competitive like this horse has been and made the finals, and that's not always the case. Usually it, you know, they kind of, their 4-year-old year, they kind of just take a break. And they come back as 5-6 is really good. But it's always, you know, every year we have a horse like this that showed at the small fraternities, had some success, and then comes into here and gets to make, you know, have success on the main stage here. He's got a lot of time on this 3rd cow right here, and that is Grant will have a lot of working time and get down there as quick as he can get down there. One of my memories is watching this same show, the summer show, from behind up here, and Grant showed Itches My Choice, and he won the cutting that night. But I got to watch her from behind, and oh my goodness.
And when it's good from our view behind, you can only imagine what it looks like from the front.
It's good back here. It's great up there. Absolutely. Had just a little tough luck right there on that 3rd cow, but all in all, just getting the biggest check he can get. This horse is also one of our horses that is eligible for the Chrome Cash tonight.
A 216.5 for Grant Setnikar on Stevie Longlegs. We'll be looking for our next rider. Going to be Colt Moore, I believe.
This guy right here he is going to go for it. Colt always goes for it. He's been showing since he was a little bitty kid, and he has taken off as an assistant, as a trainer, and holy moly, has he took off as a wildfire.
Yeah, Colt Moore aboard Savage Daughter, a mare by Metallic Rebel. Colt's only 23 years old, so really, as you said, I mean, just sort of getting started here. And, you know, you look at who's in the pin with him, I think that says a lot. We'll watch Adan, you know, down here in this corner, help him get his cows out, and then we'll see Adan, you know, show right back to back. It really is such a team effort.
Oh, this is... like the whole family aspect of the cutting is an understatement, because all 4 of these helpers right here are going to help Colt. They're going to genuinely help him try to win tonight, and that is everybody that's on your team. If they're not on your team, then you don't have them help you, but that is very few and far between. I mean, this is such a family-oriented, you know, everybody wants to see everybody do good. And I think that goes with how hard it is to have that success and how many hours it goes into it. That's why even if you don't do good, if you help someone else do good, it's just as fulfilling. So this cow kind of saw him right there on the cut and realized that he was kind of after her, and she tried her best to get back, and we didn't let that happen. Very good. Very challenging right there.
Yeah, you can talk about the, the family aspect. Of course, we talk about the guys in the pen, but I also want to give a shout out and talk about his wife really quick. The girls in the office were telling me that this morning they saw Jinsey. She had driven back from Weatherford because all of the bridles had been left in the practice pen, and they were trying to work horses in Weatherford.
Oh my gosh.
Drove in, got the bridles, took them back. I mean, it absolutely takes a village.
Yes. And it's that a bridle may not seem important, but it is for your sanity. Sometimes you think, oh my gosh, I can't do it without that.
Yeah.
Oh, very good right here.
Yeah, the girls said it wasn't just a couple of bridles.
Yes.
It was a lot of bridles. Clayton, kind of put yourself in the driver's seat here for a minute. If you're Colt, what do you need to happen, and what are you looking for to happen on this third cow?
Well, really you would like for that cow to stay anywhere from 16 to 20 foot right there in the middle, just like this, and just go trap that cow every turn, trap that cow, stop that cow, and that's where the money is right there.
Colt Moore aboard Savage Daughter. Bimetallic Rebel.
Metallic Rebel has 3 offspring in his tonight's finals.
A 219.5 for Colt. And we will get set now for Adan Banuelos riding Cat Eye, owned by the 1027 Ranch. And, Colt, I chatted with Elizabeth Quirk earlier, and she kind of said it's hard to describe this one. She said to be able to raise a mare like this is sort of the ultimate accomplishment, in her and her husband's eyes. And as she said, to see Dawn show actually her mother and now this filly really is sort of surreal. And then Elizabeth also wanted, she shouted out Zach Rogers, who started her as a 2-year-old. And there are so many people who are involved in this process to even get to this point, right?
Right. There is so many people that involved to get your horse here. I mean, someone had to foal the mare out. Someone had to halter break that baby. Someone had to take care of that baby till it was time to start. Then you have to have someone start it, and so on and so on. You have someone that has to trim its feet. You have someone that they're veterinarian, someone that the dentist, their chiropractor.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so many hands on that horse before we get here.
So many people behind the scenes, and Elizabeth said it was actually their operations manager, Tiffany, who always was sort of the one in the crew or in the barn that knew that this mare was special. And Elizabeth says, she goes, Tiffany doesn't get enough credit because she does so much work behind the scenes and just always had an eye and knew that this was going to be a great one.
Tiffany's been around, and she knows what a good horse is when she sees one, and I have no doubt in my mind when she saw this one it was going to be good. This is such a beautiful horse. She has a blue eye. She is very pretty.
Of course, Adan Banuelos aboard. He's won the American Performance Horseman twice, but that is just the very sort of tip of the iceberg on his accomplishments. And, talking about Cat Eye, Adan says she likes to get in the ground, and her head is low, and he said she's extremely thoughtful about what she's doing, and we're going to see that as they start to get set. Adan said he really likes her look, and Clayton, he said she wants to sort of do her thing with her nose on the ground, and he said one thing about her is, he said, quote, she's extremely woman. Even if it's her idea and it's bad, you say yes.
You say, good girl. Yeah, no, I could see that. I think I think this horse probably, what she wants is what she gets.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's earned it.
Adan getting set. Of course, we see his dad in the pen. You've got Grant Setnikar. You've got Jesse. I mean, you've got Sean. It's just a whole bunch of really great ones out there as Adan enters the herd here.
The total lifetime earnings of those 5 guys is...
We would need a calculator, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to be in the millions.
Multi-millions, yes. You can just see how this horse walks into the herd. She just has elegant written all over her. Ears are up. She's happy. She's thinking 100%. She's thinking, and she's on your team.
Yeah, he said she's full throttle really all the time. And, you know, he sort of described, he kind of had to stop and think about it. He was driving in here this morning, and he said, you know, it's a little like sitting on an 850-pound hummingbird.
Got a gray cow right here in the middle of the pen. Well, very good. This cow's really trying him over here on this side. Guess that would be the left side. We're from behind, so I was a little confused there. Well, very good. Quit in the middle of the pen. Very important.
You know, Adan obviously is so good, Clayton, and he said she's, you know, as I mentioned, full throttle all the time, and he said, you know, that's really awesome and fun, but it can be a challenge. I mean, there's so much that you guys are doing up there that almost to the naked eye, I don't even know if a general viewer like me can see.
There's, you know, we all want to be in control, and we don't want to be riding a roller coaster or anything, and like right here, he is in control. If he's asking her to do anything, he's doing it to help her, and it's in her best interest, and she knows that, and she's helping him. It's very much like, help me, help you.
Mm-hmm.
And by helping him, I mean, he could be cueing with his feet, he can be cueing with his seat. I mean, there's lots of things right there that he was in the right spot on her so that she could do the best of her abilities. Right here, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that right there. Cal's going to try him hard over here. That was a very challenging turnaround for a 4-year-old right there. Going to do it again. You can see this horse just like, she took that personal and kept going.
Yeah, you talk about that a little bit more. You can see it literally on her face.
Yes.
These horses are so smart, Clayton, and I think, you know, maybe if you're watching the cutting for the first time or you're a casual viewer, expand on that a little bit because, I mean, it sounds cliche, but like it's in their blood, it's in their heart, and they want to do well.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not born trained by any means, but they have the ability, and all of them have just as much ability. You know, they will weed themselves out. Some don't want to be cutting horses, and that's okay. But like that horse right there, she walks to the herd. Her ears, she's bright. She's not looking to see who's in the top row of the bleachers. She's focusing on the cows. She's focusing on Dawn. And, I mean, she just paints the picture walking down there. Had a little tough luck tonight, but what a nice horse.
Getting set now for Cade Shepard on So Fine by Smooth Talkin' Style, a mare. Cade's only 22, but, you know, you talk about his dad, and he comes from, and his grandpa, just a legendary sort of cutting family. And we're starting to sort of, Clayton, see there's sort of a group of, they're kids to me, but a group of these young guns that are kind of coming up and just really starting to make a name for themselves here in the Open. And we're seeing more and more of them in these Open finals, and they have something to say.
Yes. The group of young guys, I kind of consider myself in that group.
Yes, you're young. You're young, Clayton.
We tend to go for it, and it's either hero or zero. Cade, there was a lot of non-pros really happy when Cade decided to not show him the non-pro anymore. He did. He was outstanding, and is still.
Yeah, I think Corey Pounds earlier in the 5-6-year-old open, he said he still got a little bit of that youth courage, and that's what he said. You know, you guys, you don't have anything to lose really. Kind of at this point, you're going for it.
Well, no, and that is it is a final. So go show your horse, and you know, and it is great. And there's a time to have the cleanest run you can have, but it's like Cade right here, he's going to go for it. Colt did the same thing. This is a very good cow right here. This cow has a lot of head. Like, he's able to go stop that cow without it getting scrambly or scattery. I mean, that was very good. This is our only smooth talking style in the finals tonight. Oh, a good power cut in the middle of the pen. Cow's kind of trying him over here on the right side. Just a little bit out of whack there, but all in all, horse is trying hard.
Sean Flynn, you know, trained this horse as a 3-year-old, and you look at sort of who's in the pen, and it's just all so interconnected.
They're very rarely do you see Austin and Cade without Sean. They're truly on each other's teams, which is great. He's going to cut this white-tailed cow here. He's kind of back in rhythm right here, as you see, and cow has a lot of head to it and goes and stops. Horse just kind of gets tangled up a little bit there. But again, back to how the expression of that horse's ears are up. She looks bright, and she's eager to do her job.
Clayton, as we await his score, talk to me a little bit more about the expression. You talk about their ears up, their eyes, as from a judge's standpoint.
Well,
do we like to see that? Are there points involved? Like, dive into that a little bit more.
Not so much points, but nobody wants to, like, if you have 2 employees and you walk in and one says, "Good morning, how's it going?" You're more off to top to that one than the one that goes, morning.
Exactly.
So, just all in all, it paints a beautiful picture. Walking to the herd, the horse is shiny and happy, and the ears are up, and they're like, to me, and you won't. Every horse in this finals tonight, you're going to see. They're bright. They want to be here. That's why they're here. Because
they truly like their jobs, and,
yes.
and I love that you explain that, and so everyone at home can, you know, look for that. You know, as this next horse rides in, you know, Wes Galyean, you talk about this next horse, we're going to see Wes Galyean riding Lone Wolf, a stallion by Metallic Rebel, and I mean, you're about to see the 2023 Futurity Champion.
This horse is leading our horse of the year and right behind Sugar Daddy, and this horse can absolutely lay on its belly, and the guy on top is 100% going to go for it.
And I love that you say that he's going to 100% go for it, because when I talked to Wes earlier, he said, quote, "This horse is full tilt all the time and does everything 110%. Yes. So what a great pair.
Both of them together it's the dynamic duo.
Yeah, he said, you know, he said one of the fastest footed horses he's ever been on.
It's one of the fastest footed horses that we've watched in cutting in a long time. Oh, this cow kind of pushes on him over there. This cow's kind of just bouncing around. It's kind of finally hooking up to him right here. This horse, you know, and a lot like Matt's horse too. They can kind of do it all. They can run and stop. They can keep a cow trapped in the middle and make both of those scenarios look beautiful. So if I had to guess what's going on in Wesley's head right now is that wasn't good enough. It was good, but it wasn't good enough. And that's not in Wesley's vocabulary. So probably you're fixing to see him go cut one right here, and it's going to be really good.
Which is no doubt one of the reasons that Billy Wolf, the owner and breeder, has got to be so proud of this pair.
Oh, absolutely. This horse's mother was a great show horse, and she has been nothing but a great producer. What'd I tell you? Excellent. This horse's mother, Little Raylina, she produced the 2017 Futurity Champion and the 2023 Futurity Champion. It's going to cut this last cow right here, right up the middle of the pen. This cow's not exactly as you know, what you really want on a third cow, but he's making it happen. And he did the best he could do right there. Outstanding.
Wesley Galyean aboard the great stallion Lone Wolf for owner Billy Wolf.
Whoa!
How about a 224 for Wes Galyean? Hey, that is pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
You know,
but that's the difference between a great horse and a good horse. That horse got thrown every scenario down there, and he did it with a good look on his face and did it to the fullest of his ability. 110%, as the Wesley said.
One of the greatest to do it, both horse and rider. That was fun to see. Unofficially, of course, the score is but a 224 for them. And, you know, I'm laughing at my notes. Wes obviously trains and hauls a lot of great horses, but I discovered today he also hauls great ferrets. So shout out to Nugget and Noodles. The girls in the office were telling me, you know, that his kids have a couple of ferrets that come to the cutting. You never know what you're going to see, Clayton, at a cutting. But it is a family affair, and you got to keep the kids, you know, having fun and entertained as well.
Absolutely. This is our only Sandman tonight in the finals.
Lance Cooper aboard Sandstorm, as you said, a mare by Sandman. Also a mare out of the Western Bloodstock sale, and you know, have had a lot of success here so far. You know, I'm looking at the composite scores here. Clayton coming in a 439, you know, for them. And talk to me a little bit about the consistency that you really have to sort of have to even get into this final, right? Because it didn't start today.
No. We've been cutting for, I think today's a week. The consistency is key, absolutely, and that is one thing that probably, you know, that's the biggest factor to keep people out of the finals. But also with that consistency comes, it's your mental game, and you have to be mentally tough, mentally prepared, and it is when you're working your horse and you're active and showing your horse, the mental game is the big ticker.
Lance, of course.
We talked about horses that were just bred to do this, and you know, they weren't born trained, but it's easier for them. Well, here's the human version of that right here.
Exactly.
He's got a pretty good sire right here.
Yeah.
Lance has been showing for a long time, since he was a kid, and another one of that generation that goes for it. Very good right here. Excellent job.
And Clayton, we're kind of a long ways up here, but I'm looking, and we've got father-son in the pin. We've got father-son up top and in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool as well.
Yes.
Lance's dad, Michael, right there. And then, of course, Cade Shepard or Austin Shepard up top, and then Cade Shepard down here in the corner.
We got RL over here. Lance and Coop and RL, they're pretty tight, and Lance Lance used to bum a really great horse off RL back in his youth days.
Lance Cooper, a 218 aboard Sandstorm. We're looking now down to our final 2 horses in the first set of the Rapp Ranch Open Derby. This is going to be a fun one, and I think the crowd is probably, anyone who knows the story is going to get excited. In Clayton, we're talking about Alex Billingsley. 2 horses in this open final. He's 22 years old, Alex. This is his first open finals at the Will Rogers, and not only does he have 1 horse, he has 2. He, of course, is the assistant to Grant Setnikar, and we talked to Grant, and Grant just said, this is going to be incredibly special, and Alex, you know, said, I'm just happy to be here. He said, I've already won, which I think is really cool, but no doubt he's going to go in and try to really prove why he is in this open final.
Absolutely, and he is going to 1,000% have the crowd behind him tonight. This is no matter the outcome of how this goes for him tonight. This is a moment he will never forget. I mean, this is what we dream of right here. Cal kind of stayed close to him on the cut, but didn't seem to bother Alex. Do you know anything about Alex's nickname, Lefty?
You know, I have been given permission by Grant and Setnikar. Did you know that he does not know why his nickname is Lefty?
Wow.
Yeah, tell us about it. You know the story,
I
Clayton.
don't.
Okay,
I was
okay.
just curious.
Yeah.
And then at the Super Stakes, he showed under the name Gator.
Oh, okay, okay. So I don't know anything about Gator, but yes, he is known as Lefty, and I talked to Grant earlier, and he said, man, he said when he first came to me, he could not do anything right. He did not know up from left, from straight, from front. He said, so I called him Lefty because he was just trying so hard, and Grant this is sort of an affectionate nickname, but he said, no, he doesn't know why everyone in cutting calls him that.
Oh, that's awesome. This is really good cow right here. Very challenging cow. But challenging in a good way, good positive way. Challenged that horse handled it, and Lefty didn't back down.
Yeah, we asked Grant if today was the day that he loses the nickname, and he sort of paused and he said, nah, I think it's stuck.
No, they've been announcing it all week, and he made 2 to the finals, so I'd be Lefty Billingsley anytime. Quick to put his hand down right there. That's another thing right there is he's going for it.
What a first open final
Absolutely.
for that kid. I mean, we no doubt will see him in the future, going to have a great career ahead of him as he rides out alongside Grant Setnikar. And you know, Grant, just nothing but complimentary about this kid. We're going to see a 215 on Looks Duel, the mare by Dual Smart Ray. But, you know, Grant said, he goes, man, nobody works harder. He said he came around the corner one day at the barn, and he said Lefty was digging around in the cat food, and he was slinging rats out of it. And he said, you know, just doing jobs that no one asked him to do. And Grant was just very, very complimentary, despite the nickname.
Another thing about him is I have never seen him in a bad mood.
Oh, I love those kind of people. I love them, and I'm jealous of them at the same time.
Definitely jealous. Because this sport will bring out the best and worst in you. We got Clint Allen coming in here, and you're going to see Clint he was last in the semifinals last night, and he put on a free clinic for anyone watching. He's going to take more risk, more chance, and he is 1,000% going to go for it.
Clint Allen entering the arena aboard D-Mac Joan of Arc, a mare by Metallic Rebel. For owners David and Stacy McDavid, they are also the breeders of this mare. But as you said, Clint Allen not afraid to let it all hang out, especially in that last hole.
No. I'm pretty sure Clint's philosophy is fast as fun.
I like his style.
Shaping up this gray cow here, letting those cattle kind of roll out of the way. Cuts his cow up far up there in the middle of the pen. That's where you want it. A little bit of a soft cow, but it's not getting any points taken away, and that's very important in the finals.
Clayton, for everyone watching at home, expand and explain what you mean by a soft cow.
Soft cow, you know, like that cow, it tried the horse, but it didn't try to really try that horse. It didn't come to it at a high rate of speed and run across the pen and kind of bow up or anything. Same as this cow right here. This cow is trying to get back to the herd, but it's not really trying to get back to the herd.
And where sort of is the line between one that's maybe too soft versus one that you wish was a little softer?
Well, if I knew the answer to that, I would be in this finals tonight, but that certainly isn't the case. The
$1 million question. It's a game of risk cutting.
It is. It's a guesstimation is what it is. You know, we can watch them and study those cows as good as we can, but no one has the rule book. Good cut right there. He took that cow right up the middle, had cows on both sides of him, and he cut that cow as clean as anybody. Clint's putting together a really nice run right here. You know, we talked about earlier about the picture that those horses paint walking to the herd. This horse walks to the herd. She's red roan. She has a happy look on her face, and she is shining like a new penny.
Clint Allen, of course, giving her a little love in the pen, and you know, good or bad, you're always proud of these horses because there's just been so much work and time that's gone into it to get to this point. A 216.5 for Clint Allen. Clayton, a good first set, a great first set of 4-year-olds here at the Rapp Ranch Open Derby, but we're not done. There is another set. You're going to be right back here.
Absolutely.
By my side. So, hey, if you're watching at home, stay with us because we are not done yet. We'll be back with that second set, and we'll also preview that set that you are about to watch. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Well, I'm Courtney Dehoff. We are back here, Corey Pounds alongside me to talk about the second set of the 4-year-old Open presented here by Rapp Ranch. It's not over till it's over, and this is another great set. Let's jump right in. Let's talk Hottie Ray Vaughn and the legendary Tag Rice.
Yeah, Tag, you know, like I said a while ago, that guy's got more horse control, and he is he's a very poised showman. And he's, like I say, this is the horse that he did win the BI on the other day. So you give him the first hole draw, the pick of the cows. I'm excited.
And we talk so much about the cutting be a family affair. Let's move down to the second horse in the set, Taran Rice, CR Miss Maisy.
Yeah, Taran on his second horse, and this little horse that Taran's showing, at the futurity like this mare had so much eye appeal, and like she was like, when he would get a cow cut, if it didn't move, it was like she was on hydraulic. She would just go down, and the crowd loves it. Taran would rather stand up a little bit so she's ready to go, but anyway, she's looked good through the both go arounds in the semis, and like I say, I want to watch.
Third horse in the set, Jaslyn and James Payne.
Same deal, James. He won the Super Stakes on this mare. Hashtags mare, come out of the Slate River program. One of those good brood mares of Glade Knights. And yesterday, when he showed in the semifinals, I was actually helping him, and he was early in the set, and the first cow he cut, we were like, how come none of us wrote that cow down? Well, anyway, whistle goes off, and he comes out. I said, what was that first cow? He said, I don't know. He said it was walking away. I said, that's a novel idea. We can really complicate this, but you just didn't.
Yeah.
But tonight he will be way more poised, and he's going to go cut something that he thinks can sting his mare around. He's going to go try to win first again.
It'll be a great one. And we talk time and time again about how deep, and I mean, these are professional trainers. This is the best in the business. We're going to go now to Austin Shepard. And just to put that into perspective, Austin is the second highest all-time leading earnings. We're talking $10.4 million in his career.
Yeah,
I mean, this really is a career and a business, and these guys are great.
And it's funny, Lloyd and Matt and Phil and Austin, they're always going back and forth there, one there. But man, just the quality of showmanship, the quality of horses, and the quality of the sport, it allows us to do that. It's a phenomenal thing, and to get to watch Austin, and even like the other night, Ronnie Rice, he was the last horse in the go around here, and he needed to go mark a big score. He goes and marks 21, puts himself in the semifinals. Well, the first person to comment on it was Austin Shepard. He said, he said, Skinny just put on a free clinic right here in Will Rogers. I hope some of you got to see it. And so him being at the top, he's still a fan of our elders, and it's a beautiful thing to watch, and we all root for each other. I mean, hell, we want to see them do good, Yeah,
you really do, and it's so fun. And if you've ever watched a cutting in person, I mean, you guys are in the pen together, helping one another, helping each other pick cows, and it really is something that's very special, and I think somewhat unique to sports, right? You're sort of helping and cheering on really authentically your competitor.
Well, and it's something that people don't. The only other sport that I've ever seen the camaraderie that we have as cutters, and don't think that we're all just hugging each other all the time. We still want to win, but we want to win with me, and I want to win with my horse. I don't want it to be because, for whatever reason we can't control. But in the sport of rodeo, the steer wrestlers, they all ride the same horses. Those guys, if they have a good run, they're bear hugging. I mean, they are genuinely rooting for their competitors. In this business right here, there are lifelong friendships made just because of something that I did to help you win, or vice versa. And it never can't be taken away. And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah,
it really is special, and it makes it fun to be a part of, whether you're a fan or a rider. Let's move on down the list. Obviously, Austin Shepard, Believing in Buckeye, will be fun to watch. Let's go now to Kenny Platt on this stud.
Araby.
You notice how I set you up for that. I said on this stud.
You know what?
Araby.
This is a horse. Kenny brought this horse to the futurity when he was a 2-year-old, and he's riding around the practice pen. And I'm like, what is that giant horse you're on? He said, well, this is my 2-year-old. I said, well, he's a big, beautiful horse. Well, anyway, and he looked me in the eye and he said, I love this horse. Well, he's had a lot of success on him, and big run, big stop, a lot of swoop, and I hope he gets him shown. Good.
Let's move to Tell Us What's Cool. Brandon Westfall, we talk about those father and son duos. We're going to see one here.
Brandon, a little bit like Cade there. They gave their non-pro card up about the same time. Brandon's he's probably done 100% of the work on this horse, but anyway, under the guidance of Russ, and that's a great program. That Russ was the champion here, the 5 and 6 at the Super Stakes on one of their that come out of out of their program. They do a great job over there, and Russ has done a good. Brandon won a ton as a non-pro, gave his card up, and Russ is Russ is doing a great job keeping him mounted and keeping him coming.
It'll be a great one. Stevie, Magic, James Payne. This will be James' second horse in the set.
Yeah, James, that'll be the one where he's gonna just like go and kick and stop cows and hold them and probably get a great big check.
Gonna be exciting. Now, we talked about him earlier. Let's go back to Alex Billingsley here. This is Metallic's little gal. This is Alex's first open final.
Yeah, I think when he showed in here in the limited the other day, that was probably the first final. But like I said a while ago, he's already won getting here. The poise he showed to get out of the semis on 2 horses, not 1 but 2, showed that he can control his emotions. He can listen. Grant and them boys do a good job coaching him, getting him on the right cow. They've done a good job getting him there. His talent and his natural, from what he's worked and learned from Grant, got him here. He's already won. Embrace it. Get all the experience you can in this pen and learn the feel of it, and you'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant shared a fun story. You know, the cutting community knows Alex as Lefty, and the cutting community sort of knows why Grant called him Lefty. But we were just told by Grant this morning that he has never actually told Alex why he calls them that. And so he said, "Can I tell you?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You know, when this kid first started working for me," he said, "he drove me nuts." He said he was trying so hard that he couldn't do anything right. And Grant sort of laughed. And this was all you could tell out of love. And so, you know, Carly, she asked, she said, "Well, so, you know, did he finally earn his way out of the nickname now that he's made an open final?" And Grant said, "Oh, I don't think so. We'll call him that forever."
Yeah,
it's
that's
stuck.
going to be his name forever.
But you could tell that Grant genuinely is very proud and that this kid has worked so hard to get here.
And, you know, Grant's done that from, you know, one of our best 2-year-old programs going right now is a boy named Travis Stewart. And Grant brought him with it when he was still Black Rock in Idaho. And he spent a lot of time and he develops those boys, you know, and it says a lot whenever you're willing to like put time into a person and develop them to let them go on their own career path. And like I said, this isn't the first time he's done it. He's done it multiple times.
Yeah, it'll be a fan favorite and a crowd favorite for sure. Let's go now to Morgan Cromer riding Cool Guitar. Morgan, one of our great female trainers. We saw her at the American Performance Horseman this year, and man, she comes in intense and she always comes in swinging.
Yeah, and this horse, like I know she had a lot of success on him at the Futurity, and every time I was in Vegas the other day, she made her and this horse fit like a glove. And like I say, when they call her name, she's going to go get after him.
A man that needs no introduction, Lloyd Cox.
Yeah.
A cool 11.4 million in lifetime earnings. Just one of the great trainers. Voodoo Toy. You said it earlier. You're like, man, it's fun to see Lloyd Cox. It's fun to see him in any open final. It's fun to see him show. Period.
There's a huge following of those younger horse trainers, and they call Lloyd the GOAT. You know, they and rightfully so. You know, what a showman. He's just been that good for that long. And it's always fun to watch him show, and Kathleen, she's got him a good horse, and I hope to see him get showed good.
Yeah, you talk about Lloyd being the GOAT. It's always fun to sit in the stands because, you know, you watch Lloyd show, it's a lot of fun. That man is in the arena all day. He helps almost anyone who needs it. He's always back there watching cows, whether he's in the pen or not. And it's just really cool to see, as in your words, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. He seems pretty darn humble. I've interviewed him a few times, and he's just Lloyd.
He's a quiet and laid back, you know. But like I say, what really exemplifies Lloyd is, I remember a couple of years ago, may have been the Futurity finals, and Jesse Lennox was first, and they were like, "What, do you have a plan?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "What would Lloyd do?" That was his plan. And in his mind, he didn't know what Lloyd was doing, but in his mind, he was trying to figure out what would Lloyd do, and I'm going to try to emulate that. That's a broad, a bold statement for a boy with that. That's a smart boy, Jesse, and that level of respect, and to be able to, you know, put it out there that, you know what, I'm a fan.
Yeah, very cool. Final horse to walk into the pen in the 4-year-old Open, Don't Stop Swinging, will be ridden by Ryan Rapp for Phil and Marianne. It's a family horse. This is the son, and we've seen him in some open finals here recently. Yeah,
title sponsor of the cutting, you know, Don't Stop Believing. You thought they'd have drawn him a little bit better, just kidding. But anyway, look, Ryan, same deal, second generation, shows a horse. he's got the feel of Phil. He's got the cow of his mother, and since he was showing in the limited and non-pro, before we changed the class structure, I remember they would have that black tie horse sale across the way. Well, Ron would always be in the limited finals, and me and Marianne would stay over and help him. And the first time he got through a run real good, I said, I couldn't tell if he looked more like you, Marianne, or more like Phil. But anyway, he's got it on both top and bottom side, and that boy's got lots of championships in front of him.
It's going to be a great one to watch. The cows are in the pen. Should we get this thing started?
Let's watch.
Let's do it.
To no one, I don't need to hassle. Yeah. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Yeah. No lies or facts. You can find me right where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. We ain't never fall back.
Well, welcome back. The judges are climbing into the stands, and we're excited to see this second set of 4-year-olds. I'm Courtney Dehoff alongside Clayton Carter, and we started things off with a bang. It was a great first set in this Rapp Ranch Open Derby. Clayton, what did you like about this first set?
Well, there were some challenging runs in there, and some people handled it better than others, but Wesley kind of casually comes in here and marks a 224 and goes to the top. We have a few other scores that are, good scores, 19s, 18s. I mean, there's a lot of good things about that first set, but as cutting goes, it is not over till it's over.
Absolutely. Of course, West Galyean and Lone Wolf, sort of the storyline at the moment, but we have another great set of horses. In fact, it's Taran Rice and Hottie Ray Vaughn, a mare by Stevie Ray Vaughn, entering the herd now.
This is another horse and rider duo that they don't leave anything in the arena. Tag's going to go for it. He's going to go cut fast and get his hand put down quick and give it his all. The Rice name in this business is like the highbrow cat of this, and Taran being second, and then you had Boyd settling for them, and it's a family affair for sure. Tag is tapped off right here. This is, in my opinion, the best start we've seen in a run. Very good. Quit that cow in the middle of the pen.
Clayton, for those watching at home that maybe aren't as familiar with cutting, or maybe amateurs, the non-pros like myself that are sort of trying to come up and learn, you talk about that great start. What was it specifically about that you personally liked?
He cut that cow super good, right in the middle of the pen. That cow didn't get scared. It didn't bother that cow for him to go up there and cut that cow quick, get his hand put down, and then that cow took a hold to him right away. It didn't bounce off the turn back man. That cow came to him and said, "Here I am," and his horse said, "Here I am." Kind of a tricky cut there, but you can just see this horse, and again, we'll go back to the expression of this horse. If you watch this horse's face, she is so focused and trying so hard.
This pair, the Open Derby champs at the BI.
Yeah, so at the BI, they take the top 10 horses that did not make the finals, and they have a wild card round, and they take 2 from the wild card. Me and Tag were in the wild card round, and Tag is first horse out and marks at 28 in the wild card. And I was a little deeper in that set, and I was thinking, well, this is fun. But anyways, ended up marking a 24, and me and Tag went to the finals together. But it was, I mean, this duo right here is just about as good as it gets.
That's amazing. Tag Rice, of course, we should mention Hottie Ray Vaughn, the mare he just showed, owned by Scotty Rice.
His brother.
Which makes it
Tag is one of our 3 people to win the Triple Crown. He won the Futurity, the Super Stakes, and the Summer Show on Chiquita's pistol.
a legend in the business, $4 million in lifetime earnings. Going to be a 214.5. A great mare out of that Western Bloodstock sale. A graduate rather of that great program. We'll move now as we get set. Everybody gets rearranged here in Will Rogers. We're going to be looking for CR Miss Maisy. It will be Taran Rice aboard, another Western Bloodstock graduate.
There's you know, in our business we have famous horses and famous riders, and this horse is famous. that you'll hear a lot of cheering when this horse shows, and they're probably cheering for her, not so much Taran. But man, this horse, she can draw a crowd.
Yeah, we saw them in the Open Futurity final, and you know, riding for Ray and Brenda Lipsy, and I remember, I think we ran into Brenda, and I can't remember if it was before or after he'd shown at the Futurity, but you know, we were sort of chatting with her, and she said, this is just so cool, and it's just so special, and they have a lot of great horses and show a lot themselves, but the family was just really ecstatic and really excited to have a great one, because these don't come along all the time or even very often.
You know, good horses come often, but great horses not so often. And again, that goes back to what we talked about in the first set. There's so much that goes into this when you do good and you have some success. I mean, it's like the weight of the world has been lifted off your shoulders.
It's the second horse, I believe, for Taran. We saw him earlier in that first set.
Yeah, he was kind of a drawing full right here. First in the first set, second in the second set.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby. This is our only CR Gotcha covered in the finals tonight. And Taran and CR, when he was showing CR Gotcha covered, that was a very dynamic duo. That was very awesome.
Our friends at Performance Horse Central, always super helpful and a critical part of this broadcast. I'm looking at Mark's notes. You know, he says a unique mover to describe this one, and you're seeing it.
Oh yeah, you know, I hope in this run that she gets to showcase her signature style here. And this cow is kind of doing the run stop, but if she gets one trapped in the middle, there's not one that gets any lower than this mare right here.
Yeah, the mare by CR Gotcha covered, you know, part of that first full crop. And when, you know, you're dropping foals like this and you're seeing what they're doing as they begin to get older and get in the show pen, got to be exciting.
Oh, absolutely. And how rewarding for Taran. He got to show it her dad and do really good on him, and then to get to show one of his babies that's like this, I mean, doesn't get much better. This is a way better situation right here. He's total control, ton of eye appeal.
Got some time left.
Got plenty of time to go in here. and be clean and just get the biggest check he can get right here. Gets this yellow cow cut clean right here. Oh, yeah. This horse moves like a slinky. Her nose goes and everything else just wraps around and goes with her. Very good.
Taran Rice aboard CR Miss Maisy.
I know that probably wasn't the run Taran was wanting to make on her tonight, but she walks out of here and nobody questions that is what a nice horse that is.
At 2:14 for the Western Bloodstock graduates, CR Miss Maisy and Taran Rice. We'll move now to our third horse here in this second set. Going to be looking for James Payne and Jaslyn, a mare by hashtags.
Jaslyn's coming into this pen after her Super Stakes win, and James Payne is coming off of a win in the 5-6-year-old, so I don't know if that means anything, but if it does, here they come.
Yeah, you look, owner Kathleen Moore, and just so many times you look at these open finals and you're running down the list of owners, and Kathleen is quite frequently there.
Kathleen's ratio from horses to great horses is really good. She doesn't really keep any bad ones around. Watch James right here. He's shaping up this red baldy cow. He's just going to keep going forward until he has that cow cleared himself. He did that. He cut that cow with zero help right there. And that is, to me, that's starting off right there. Great. You can just see James's body language right here. He is going for it. Oh, very good. This horse bred by the Slate River Ranch, if they have the Slate River brand on them, they're usually pretty good.
And we talked about Kathleen Moore earlier, and Performance Horse Central is showing me one of 5 tonight.
Oh,
5
wow.
finalists owned by Kathleen Moore.
That's huge. That is huge.
This mare, graduate, again, of that great Western Bloodstock sale.
Same thing there. He cuts that cow way up the pen by himself. He cleared himself, and he set that up to be this good.
The crowd's starting to come alive a little bit here inside Will Rogers on a Saturday night.
Absolutely.
They like it so far.
Oh, right here.
He's going to go for it.
He's going for it. Go ahead with it. This is the stuff that gives you the goosebumps.
Yep. Oh, look at this.
Absolutely. Now, if we could just bring this cow back to the middle and kind of break it down right here. Perfect. Excellent job.
That is what cutting is all about.
Absolutely.
It's what we came to see.
There's not a happier person in this building than James Payne right now. Maybe Kathleen.
She has a busy night.
Whoa! Absolutely.
There it is, a 2:30 for James Payne aboard Jaslyn for owner Kathleen Moore. That was special.
And I don't know what the stats are on that, but I don't know if there's been another owner with the same trainer to win the 5-6-year-old and the 4-year-old. And it's not over yet, but it's a pretty amazing feat so far.
Watching that replay up there on the big screen inside Will Rogers. That is what a 2:30 looks like for everyone at home. James Payne. All you have to do is listen to the sort of the background on these microphones. When it starts getting good, the crowd definitely knows it and gets into it, and that was awesome. You know, we've seen James multiple times, saw him in the 5-6, you know, and the 4-year-old, and works hard. But as you said, it's not over until it's over. Taking a look now at Austin Shepard, Believin' in Buckeye, a gelding by Don't Stop Believin'. Talk about Don't Stop Believin' and the Rapp Ranch.
Got 2 of them in the finals
Yeah,
tonight.
bringing us this great final. So we're super thankful for them.
You know, I'm not very familiar with this horse. You know, kind of as the 4-year-olds go on, they start to, different horses make some finals.
Taking a look at some of the notes that Performance Horse Central is sending over. We talk about Believing in Buckeye. Trained by Chet Simoneau. This horse just joined Austin Shepard's program, it sounds like.
Well, just joined and are already performing here on the big stage.
Yeah.
I would call that a win.
But would you expect anything less from Austin Shepard?
No. Oh.
You hate to see that for Austin. You know, Austin, second all-time highest earner in the sport, $10.4 million. Walk us through sort of what he's going to just go out and try to do at this point.
Right now, so he's going to cut this rerun Yellow Cow more than likely here on the outside, and he's just going to finish his run and mark what he can mark at this point. Because, like I said, the difference between 15th and 20 is, I mean, that's money on the table. So for your owner and your family, you just get what you can get.
Austin Shepard, Believing in Buckeye. For owner, Kayla Norris. We'll move now to draw 16. Araby, Kenny Platt is aboard. A stallion by Stevie Ray Vaughn for Linda Holmes, who is the owner and the breeder.
This horse is out of Stylish Play Lena, and she has been one of the best producing mares in the business. She was a great show horse and even better producer. Some of her offspring were Smooth Talking Style, Hottish, Hellracious, Pepto Boom, and Copperish, just to name a few. And now this horse right here. This is as black type as you can get. And for anybody listening and watching Kenny, pay attention to the background noise because his son is going to be 100% on his team cheering. I see him right now. He's headed to his spot.
He's jogging. He's on the move. we have been up in this booth before, Clayton. We're clear up top, kind of a bird's eye view, and we have headsets on, and we can always hear him cheering for Dad.
Absolutely.
He's in the cow box, position assumed. He's ready. He says, come on, Dad.
Just going to slip up here and cut this white cow just as clean as like a knife through butter right there. This cow is perfect for this horse right here. It was challenging. It didn't overdo it. That horse maximized every move that cow gave him.
His son is a little guy, but he's a big supporter. How old, do you know? How old would you guess? I keep eyeballing him.
I would say 6.
Yeah.
He, the biggest thing on him is his lungs. Oh, he's tapping off right here really good too. Horse has so much look on a cow. I mean, he just puts this cow into a trance. Awesome.
Araby and Kenny Platt, Open Maturity finalists. So we've seen them in this pen, some very big stages. "15 seconds on the clock."
Right there, good. Didn't get cut as quick as he was probably wanting to get cut, but he made the most of that right there. That was hard. Look at this horse right here. Absolutely.
I mean,
Kenny has won this show before on. Can't remember the horse's name, but it was a really good bay gelding.
224
Absolutely.
for Kenny and Araby. When we talk about that, you know, these guys ride and show so many great horses, and we see, you know, the same open trainers sort of in these finals. Getting down sort of, we are kind of at the halfway point here in Clayton, this second set. You know, what's the strategy if you're sort of in the bottom half, I guess, or the later half of this second set? From what you've already seen, what would sort of your strategy and just mindset be at this point?
Well, I would be trying not to jump off this top level right now. I would.
Okay, a little nervous.
I don't know if I'd be the best person to ask for this because.
But I appreciate the honesty.
I would be wound tight. I want to say, you know, you just want to be clean, cut clean, give everything a chance to build to the best run you could build. But, you know, I need to probably do a little better about that myself.
But this is, you know, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of money on the line. But aside from that, you know, there's just so much that has gone into this. And I think, too, Clayton, you know, as a trainer, I think one of the things that, you know, a lot of us don't think about a lot is, you know, you're riding to the pin not only with a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but you know how many people are standing back here behind that have helped get the horse ready, that have been a part of that program, who are also kind of counting on you, you know, to show off what you guys have been working so hard on.
It's not so much, you know, I don't ever worry about letting myself down as much as it is my crew, my owners. You know, those are the people you don't want to let down. Little Red Baldy was a little tricky, a little quick.
Brandon Westfall aboard. Tell us what's cool and gelding.
Our only Metellus cat in the finals tonight.
We saw them in the top 5 at the Super Stakes.
Oh, tricky situation right there.
What's the move at this point, Clayton? Walk us through sort of.
You know, at this point, I can. Been there. I know he's a little bit like, well, dadgummit. But he's going to walk up there and he's going to finish showing his horse, and he's going to get the biggest check he can get for his owners. And that's just that. Unfortunately, that is a big part of it. You can just tell this horse right here is a nice horse and deserved to be here.
Brandon Westfall aboard to tell us what's cool. And you know, I think Clayton too, you talk about you want to do good for your team and for the owners, and I'm a bucking bull mother, and you know, we always say too, we want this for him. He deserves this. And I look out at these horses, and I know as a trainer and owners and whoever, there is so much of you that also just knows that these horses deserve to be in the spotlight and to have these big scores. And talk to me a little bit about that kind of perspective.
Well, you know, and they all deserve a title at the end of the day. Like these horses that come right here, and these guys that show these horses and stay consistent and they do the best of their ability, they deserve a title. But at the end of the day, that horse that horse went down there and tried his guts out, and he left here thinking, I did a good job.
Exactly.
So, you know, and that is, they do deserve a title, but that horse right there left here knowing that he did everything he could do.
And I think it's such a testament to the trainers, even if things don't go well, staying calm, cool, collected, because we talked about it earlier. You can literally sometimes see the expression on these horses' faces. They know, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They know when they've messed up. They know when there's been a mistake. And that just sort of also, especially with a 4-year-old, you have to continue to sort of instill that confidence in them.
Oh, absolutely. Confidence is key, and not for just your horse. It's for yourself, too, when you're showing.
James Payne entering the herd once again. Stevie Magic, a mare by Stevie Ray Vaughan, another graduate of the Western bloodstock. Sale for, guess who? Kathleen Moore. I wonder if NCHA has a stamp with Kathleen's name on it. Oh, another great start right here. Stevie Ray Vaughan being the sire of of 6 of our Summer Spectacular finals here. We saw James Payne, obviously, earlier in this set. We saw him in the 5-6, a busy man, $5.5 million in lifetime earnings.
Cal kind of gave him a tricky move over there. But just like we talked about, he's going to just keep showing and get the biggest check he can get.
And Clayton, obviously, we're kind of watching these open riders. These are professional trainers. The 4-year-old open, the 5-6-year-old open. But the Summer Spectacular is really just getting started. I'm looking and I'm thinking about this because I can see the sweat kind of up James Payne's back. This is such hard work, and this show is long from over. You guys are going to be busy for several weeks.
Yes, it is. And, they changed the schedule, so we have all the open things on top now. Used to, we would have the open go-arounds on the top, and the semifinals and the finals were the last 2 days. So that this is great. You know, we get to show and get over with and focus on our customers and clients. And
Yeah, you know, talk to about that a little bit, Clayton. Expand for those watching at home, maybe tuning in for the first time, maybe not as familiar with cutting. This will probably not be the last time that a lot of these horses that we're watching right here tonight will be shown at this show, because then you have the non-pros, as you said, the clients. So kind of explain how that all works for those watching at home.
well, there are a few of these horses that will get to go again, and either in the non-pro or the amateur, and you know, but these horses, we genuinely take better care of them than we do ourselves. So they'll have plenty of time to rest and kind of rejuvenate before they show again.
Yeah, and it's always fun to come to these big sort of Triple Crown shows and to look at, you know, I have never personally been in like a cryotherapy chamber. I don't get to swim. I don't get acupuncture, chiropractic work. There's a lot of things that these horses get consistently that I would really kill to be a part of. So to your point, you know, the animal welfare side of this is so huge. And here's the thing. These animal athletes will not perform at this level, at the highest level, without the highest level of care. You talk about like a guy like Tom Brady, you know, it's no different. The diet, the workouts, the training, all of it. These horses are no different.
No different. They are a professional athlete. Here we got the man of many names back here.
The man, Alex, Lefty, Billingsley.
This horse's mother, Little Pepto Gal, winner of almost 500,000. Her barn name was Looney, and I'll just leave that open-ended.
Alex in his first open final,
Yes.
and this is his second horse in this open final, and you can hear the support around the arena here in Will Rogers.
You know, that's one thing in every single sport. Everybody cheers for the underdog. And he has proven that he is here.
Riding for Cheryl and Thomas Peterson, the owners, no doubt they are proud and excited as well of this great horse and of this young trainer. What do you think, Clayton? Got a nice little run started.
Yeah, clean run started. That cow was a little more treacherous than the first cow. And he's going to come cut quick here and show him why he's here. You can tell, like, this horse's expression. Her ears are up. She's intense. She's...
Hey, you got to give him
job.
credit.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to Alex Billingsley, showing his second horse here in the final. This is no doubt one he'll remember, because, you know, you always remember your first time
Absolutely.
in Will Rogers in an open final. I know Grant Setnikar is certainly proud. A 2:14 for him. You know, here's the thing. Two really solid, just good, clean, like you said, runs. I mean, he's got to get in the truck to go back home this evening and just be really, really proud of that.
Oh, absolutely. He'll be proud and a little taller from sitting on that big check.
A great job there. Certainly fun to watch. As we get set for the final three horses here in the Rapp Ranch Open Derby. Mention the last name Rapp. We will see Ryan Rapp rounding out.
He will wrap it up.
This set, and one to watch. The next three are definitely going to be great ones. Let's talk about Morgan Cromer, of course, one of our awesome Hall of Fame trainers. And this is fun, you know, watched this duo at the Futurity and owns this horse, Pinwheel Partners. That's her and her brother.
Her and her brother.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. Cool guitar. The Stallion by Stevie Ray. Vaughn, we got to watch Morgan ride in. The American Performance Horseman, obviously, as I mentioned, Open Futurity finalists as well. And, you know, Morgan's one that you don't ever count out.
No. She, Morgan's there, and there's a reason Morgan's won what Morgan's won is because she may not be, but she projects like to be the most tough mentally in this game. Like 100% serious and wants to win.
Well, she's won over $5 million in her career, and she's about to show us why.
This horse is quick to get to the stop. Very good start.
A nice start for Morgan, as you said, of 436 composite coming in. So they've had a great show here so far.
Another great cut right here, up the middle of the pen. Gives herself plenty of room off that herd. Wow, very good. You can watch these two guys turning back for her out here. They are, you can tell how intense they are, that they're wanting her to win right now.
Absolutely. I chatted with Monty Button, who you see there earlier, and obviously him and Morgan are great friends and always help each other. And he said, you know, it's fun because this horse is really the family pet. If Morgan's got to check cows, move pairs, this is the horse she gets on.
Yes, it is. And I can tell you right now, Morgan and Monty, they are best friends, but Monty does not want to mess up. That is very unfortunate right there because we had it going on.
You can see it on Morgan's face, and you could also see Monty sort of throw his head back. A great run started, but, you know, that's the sport of cutting. But no doubt a special horse that they're super thrilled to have in their program, and probably not the last time that we will see that pair.
Oh, no.
Another round of applause for Morgan. Just goes to show how liked and respected she is, and how much that this crowd loves that horse.
Absolutely.
Our final two are getting set to work. Next up, we will see a man by the name of Lloyd Cox. And if you are familiar with cutting, you know the name. If you're not, he is the highest money earner in NCHA history, $11.4 million, and probably much more to his name. Riding Voodoo Toy, a mare by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Also owned by...
Well. Kathleen Moore. That's pretty special. You know, Lloyd Cox, obviously, such an icon in the business. And if you watch cutting, you know that is the only cowboy hat that Lloyd Cox wears. And we got some insider information from his brother-in-law. He says, look, he travels with a brand new hat, but he never wears it. It doesn't feel right. And you can spot this man from anywhere because you can recognize that famous hat.
Yes, you can. Lloyd, everybody calls him the GOAT, and he's going to show you why right here. very good start to this run right here.
A nice run started, and you know, we asked Wes, we said, okay, how long do you think he's been wearing that hat? And he paused for a moment, and he said, I think about 57 years. And so we did some research. We're like, well, how old is Lloyd? And Lloyd is 58. So not quite out of the womb, but close. He's been wearing it for a while.
Oh yeah. A lot of time here. They're gonna make sure they find a fresh cow for him to cut. They have something in mind.
Yeah, Lloyd's so respected by so many, and you know, we joke about his hat, and Wes texted and he said, actually, I did find out that hat was given to Lloyd Cox by Buster Welch. And there is no telling how many millions of dollars that man has won in this hat.
I bet Buster was probably wishing he didn't give it to him. Oh, great right here. This horse is trying everything she can do. There's nothing like this building when the energy and the crowd get behind you.
Lloyd Cox.
And that's why we call him the GOAT.
The greatest of all time, according to Clayton and just about anybody you talk to in the cutting horse industry. Riding Voodoo Toy, a mare by Stevie Ray Vaughan for owner Kathleen Moore. You can hear the crowd, a 2:24.5.
Well, James Payne was the happiest person in the arena, but I think it's Kathleen now.
A 2:24.5 for Lloyd Cox, of course. Scores still unofficial for just a moment, as we have one more man still to enter the pen. Ryan Rapp, Don't Stop Swinging by Don't Stop Believin'. This should be a great one, no doubt. The whole family excited. Last night, a 225, a huge score there in the semifinals, the highest score. And we've seen this young trainer comes from a great cutting horse family. Saw him at the Super Stakes, the non-pro Derby champion. 2023, we watched them in the Open Futurity final. This could be a really fun one, Clayton.
The only thing I got to say right now is it's not over till it's over, because if you ever wondered what a cutting horse is supposed to do, pay attention to this one.
Some of the coolest videos I see on social media, slow motion, are of this horse and this kid. You talk about incredible to watch.
Ryan's shaping his first cow up here. He cut that cow way up the middle of the pen. This horse is going to crawl around. Yeah. Yep. And here goes the building. Ryan falls into that generation we talked about in cutting, that they go for it.
That youth courage, as Corey Pounds would say. He said, man, they just lay it out there. Off to a great start. They have something in mind, obviously, Clayton. You can see the conversation, because this is so crucial, right? The cow selection, and you can just see the teamwork. All four of them are talking.
Absolutely. When you're last like this, it's not always easy to do, but it is better to just try to find the best option you could find right here. And he's got it in mind. There you go. Yes.
The building is starting to really
Yes, it
come
is.
alive.
Absolutely.
This is what we came to see.
You can.
Go on, Ryan Rapp.
Holy smokes. He's going to stay on this cow till the buzzer. This is risky, and this could pay him or bite him right here. Right now, it's paying him.
7 seconds left on the clock. Ryan Rapp is going to do what he set out to do, and he knows it. You can see the fist pump, and you can see the breath of release. Ryan Rapp has been waiting for that one.
You know,
All eyes are on the scoreboard. Dad is looking on. Ryan is looking on. The crowd is looking on. There it is. How about that? Great job for him.
Excellent.
A 2:29. That is certainly exciting. And man, what a show it has been. You look at James Payne and that 2:30, and just obviously these are all unofficial, but just so fun, and what a way to end it. Ryan Rapp and in this obviously Rapp Ranch Open Derby, we're so thankful to them. That was fun.
Absolutely.
Hey Clayton, thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to everyone who stuck with us and watched this great cutting at home. As Clayton and I mentioned, it is not over. The non-pro kicking off tomorrow, but it has been another great one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here at the Summer Spectacular, I am Courtney Dehoff alongside Clayton Carter. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on down the road.
At this time, I would like to send it down to the arena floor for our champion interview here. Out of the 4-year-old, it is going to be James Payne and Jazzland.
I'm here with James Payne. Congratulations. This is exciting. For owner Kathleen Moore, of course, we saw you, the 4-year-old Super Stakes champion. You come in, you do it again. How special is this win?
It's really special. I mean, with a mare like that, I mean, I wished I could not be nervous just because I don't want to let her down, because she's just a smart cow horse, and just really good individual.
And you have a special guest here with you that I see. I think the biggest James Payne fan in the building. What did you think of that run?
Good.
It was pretty good. I heard you cheering clear from the top. You're pretty proud of Dad, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to the whole team, including Kathleen Moore, who had 5 horses in that final. A great one. This horse came in with $190,000 in lifetime earnings. You're going to leave with over $200,000. It's going to be a good trip home.
Yes, very, very good. Yep.
Congratulations to James Payne, Kathleen Moore, and the entire team on their win today.